Oroville traffic, Light Fort 1 Mike Sulu taking off, runway 02 with a right turnout up the hill to Oroville Dam. Oroville traffic.
Hey, Sting Flight here again. Today, April 14th, 2017, we'll be flying over the Oroville Dam for the third time while I provide an update on the cost of this debacle. In case you're not already aware of what happened here 2 months ago at the state's second largest reservoir, you may want to first review my 2 earlier videos on this subject. Links to them are in the video description and at the end of this video. During today's flight, you'll see what's left of the main concrete spillway. The lower half of it blew apart, sending over 1.7 million cubic yards of debris into the river below. Most of that debris has now been removed and sits in a huge pile next to the dam. Extensive rock and concrete fortifications have also been made to both the main spillway and nearby emergency spillway, which also nearly failed catastrophically. The dam's hydropower turbines are now back up and running, spilling up to 13,000 CFS from the lake. DWR is confident these interim repair measures will allow normal dam operations until the end of the main snowmelt season. This is essential because there's a giant snowpack in the Sierras about to melt and flow downhill into our reservoirs. DWR also intends to use that badly damaged main spillway once or twice more until snowmelt subsides this summer. So, here's what we know about the cost of this near catastrophe. First, the daily tab is averaging about $5 million, which means that the total cost to date is about $1/3 billion. Second, a permanent fix for the main spillway will be very costly, more than the original 100 to 200 million estimate. For maximum safety, that work needs to be done by November 1st, but that's impossible, so repair work will extend into 2018. The final overall tab is anybody's guess, but will likely hit $1 billion or more. And who's paying? You and I, fellow taxpayers. 75 to 90% of costs will be offset by FEMA with federal dollars. The rest is going to be California's obligation with state dollars. With a true act of God like a flood or a hurricane, a $1 billion price tab might not seem such a shocker. DWR's director has stated his agency, quote, did everything it was required to do before this crisis unfolded, end quote. But then he later added, quote, this happened. Stuff happens. So, you get a flat tire on your car, you run your car out of oil. I mean, these things happen, end quote. Now, maybe that inappropriate euphemism by the director is not indicative of what else he really knows. But I'll tell you this, I don't know anyone who's run his car out of oil. Moreover, several independent experts have reported that the main spillway had several troubling defects, including insufficient concrete thickness, areas of unstable clay foundation, gaps in the foundation, and subterranean water flow. Miraculous it hadn't failed sooner was the conclusion. And where's that consultant's report now, along with detailed repair plans and costs? Under lock and key after being declared secret in the name of infrastructure security. Some redacted versions may be released soon, however. Nevertheless, it's a pretty good bet this event will still become the classic example of what happens when aging major infrastructure is not meticulously maintained and renewed due to cost concerns. Assuming that half-century-old engineering and construction are good enough just because they haven't failed yet and were state-of-the-art in their day is foolery and irresponsible. But whether unmasking this foolery will actually change agency behavior remains to be seen. After all, where are they going to begin? Infrastructure everywhere has enormous remedial needs after decades of dollar-driven neglect. The first baby steps must finally be taken by at least dealing with the biggest threats where the most people are in crosshairs. Anyway, that's it for today's flight. Thank you for watching. Feel free to join the discussion and stay with Sting Flight.